And kaboom. Hello, peoples. So, unfortunately, I am not in my garage. I wanted to showcase all my mess, kind of like matches my brain. Like all my thoughts are jumbled up everywhere. But the iPad I was going to use, it's it's old enough to where it can't update. So that's unfortunate. So, brought some stuff up with me and going to get started. What is up, my friends? Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your time to listen in and listening to my shenanigans, bullshitting, listing, getting some drafts done. I got called a loser yesterday by Tracy because I didn't get any listings done. What's up, man? And she's absolutely right. I should feel that way. Aloha, sister, from the Aina. May A. May A has been talking to me for a while, just like business stuff. First, I think it had to do with like I had a clothing brand. I'm not sure if she does, and then just other things, graphic designs, and then reselling, kind of like a mutual pathway that we all share, kind of all together now. So I need to work on my lights in here because it's a bit dim. I know I'm colorblind, but it's it's not. Damn, my stomach got in the way. Y'all hear me squeak right there? Like a little squeak toy. Try to reach for this golf club and open up an eBay, open up a window. Tommy put me on. And I say Tommy's name a lot because he is very resourceful and gives good information. And he put me on Rock Doc, and he's also out in Hawaii. And I left a message saying that my Mac was slow, and he was like, "Hey, go check out your library and gave me some directions and clean it out, so that way my Mac could go faster." And it took a while for me to figure it out because not everything works the way you want it to, as easy as it does for other people. But after a few minutes, cleared it up, cleared it out of my trash bin for all these nonsense things that collects on the internet on the system, and it is good to go now. But I do need to also connect it straight to the computer. What's up, Paul? Welcome in. Yesterday I was slacking, so I'm I'm beating myself up in a good way to get some stuff going. I'm not big into golf clubs, but I ended up finding one. I don't know if I could see it, but take my word for it. Very trustworthy most of the time. I got this for it says 299 from Savers, but there was like a discount on it, so I paid way less than that. I don't do maths, so I took Savers. You know what's funny about Savers? Do y'all have a Savers where you're at? Because when I was there 2 weeks ago, you come up on this little prompt that shows do you have a discount code, right? And you're supposed to click on it and then put in your discount code. Well, one of the employees came up to me and said, "You don't have to put in a code, just hit yes and it automatically reads it." And it worked. Like he did it right in front of me. He just clicked yes. And then it flickered and it worked. What's up, Ken? What's up, Ken in the house? So and it ended up working, right? Like super fast, super easy. And I was like, damn, this is like dummy proof for me. Like the biggest dummy of all dummies, the king of dummies. And then I went a few days ago and I did the same thing. And it's like, it didn't work. Even though I had the coupon in my phone and was showing the lady, it wasn't popping up. So he must have had like those magic fluffer fingers that just works for everything. Like he finagled it. Let's go. Let's go. Matt Swag. I can't even talk sometimes. What's up, Greg? But this isn't like too much of a pricey golf club. And I'm not into golf clubs. And Paul Baldly Picker was talking about how prices are going to go up for them, and I was like, oh, I really need to get this stuff listed before these prices hit me, and it makes it undesirable for the shipping cost to even place an order for things. But as Tommy will tell you, and many other people, if people want to buy something, as long as the price for the item is correct, they'll pay for the shipping, as long as it's fair. And I do my best. I did have a private message today on eBay. This person was like, "I think your shipping's a bit high," and this was a goose down Eddie Bauer men's sleeveless vest. And I say sleeveless vest, even though if you look at it full and see it, seen it, seen it, whichever one of them words you want to use. I saw on another reseller that shared that information that even though it was a sleeveless vest, because it was sleeveless, you could thoroughly see it on the picture. They wrote them a negative comment saying that you didn't put it in the description that it was a sleeveless vest. It's like people people are freaking we're something else. Let me generalize all of us. Look for Nike golf clubs and balls. I know a little bit about balls, but not the way you think. I've only found one like Nike putter, and it sold pretty fast. I got it at a garage sale. I can't tell you what type because it was probably like a little over 6 months ago. I did look for them, but it's kind of rare to for me to find them. I see people pick up stuff and they know what they're looking at. I don't. Like I still have a lot to learn. Love a good fluff for a finger. Oh, only one finger? Rookie. What time is it in Virginia, James? Is it 7? Is it like 9 9 over there? But this one, I'm gonna put it up right now. Get me on the eBay and please, all right, people, for those in here, I'm gonna throw up the link. And I always say the disclaimer is only rule is like just don't be a crazy person outside of like the names that I see on here. All perfectly fine. But if it's anybody else just lurking behind the curtains, waiting for your shot to be a knucklehead, please don't. So if you could relate to some of the stuff and then just help me occupy while I get some stuff listed, I will greatly appreciate it. And here we go. Invitation has been sent. Where's Jake? I don't see Jake. I don't see Jake on here. Maybe I'll see him when you're in. All right. Window is up. It's going to be kind of blocking the screen for the chat for me. Index. Oh, maybe I should put Wilson first. Wilson USA Invex 1. Like I don't know anything about golf clubs, so I just kind of put in what I see. And what I'm seeing has to be wrong because this isn't really what I saw when I looked at I was in the thrift store. Oh, maybe because I didn't put golf club. Those type of things matter. I used to be really good at typing. Now I just am getting better at backspacing every time. Like 4 backspaces to get a correct letter and then repeat the process. Joe Deals? Ooh, I'm liking that hat on there. Dr. Doom. I got a friend back in Hawaii he's an MC. He's also OG, and he has a clothing line called Light Sleepers. His name's Cavett. Huge Doom fan. Huge. If I could do the impersonation of the ex-president, I would. Huge. Oh, he went live. I understand if people want to see Jake. Jake is like Krillin's long lost brother. They really do go together. They should probably put a show together. Wilson. Let me try this again. MX off club. There we go. Is it titanium? How do you know if it's titanium? Well, no, this is bimetal. I think it goes for around 20 something bucks, and I only paid like $1.50 for it. Say wood golf club? That doesn't look like wood. Oh, these are better. Moving up the price on here. eBay seller? What is up? What is up? Thank you for all. Yeah. I'm going to bring them up on. Actually, I had a window open, but Where's my phone at? I was trying to go live on from my garage, my actual office that I work out of, but my iPad, everything was working fine. It's just an older iPad. Even though I haven't used it, it doesn't allow me to upgrade it to the 13 whatever thingamajigger it is right now. So when I got Cavett from Light Sleepers, I found him online first. He used to have like this forum for like, and I mean like this dude is OG MC type dude, and there's some people out in Hawaii like you'd be amazed what they've done. And then, well, let me stick with Cavett because I tend to jump back and forth. So Cavett, I saw that he had a forum about music, and this guy was going deep in it just naturally. He doesn't look stuff up off the top of his head, knows what he's talking about, and you would have questioned it. So not until months later, I started a clothing brand called Bad Accents, and it was mostly mainly like chubby characters, all illustrations. And it was kind of a brand that helped me just get out of looking tough because I used to be really really buff and stuff, and people would always want to mess with me, try to fight me, and it was really discouraging that I couldn't just be me and not have to be involved with stuff like that. So when I see Cavett, they introduced me and they're like, "Hey, this is," and I'm like, "Cavett, nice to meet you, man. My name's Sunny." He's like, "We ran into each other?" And I'm like, "No, I've been following your forums. There's a lot of stuff on there and people asking where you're at." He said he's been away from that. That's how good he was. Is he got away from that his own forum like years ago before that and didn't even know it was still up and people are still talking about it on there. I think that's pretty incredible. What's going on here? The hat. There's a Tokidoki hat. Now I became a big fan of Tokidoki, which is Japanese for sometimes. And the artist is Limon Simone Legno. Got to meet him twice, and really cool guy. And he has some characters and has Doctor Doom on there. I think it's pretty cool. Somebody has it on offer up for like I think 20 something bucks. And every time I try to reach out and buy this hat, something always happens. So I just gave up on it. I even asked them if they would ship. I would pay for the shipping, even though it's just like 15 minutes down the road for me. It never falls together. Krillin, yeah, Krillin needs to get back on it. And same thing for me. This guy Cavett used to have a clothing store there too in Waikiki, and the I used to live in that area. It's kind of like near Waikiki. You're gonna have the Alawai Canal, and it's more in the town. What was this called? McCoy, McCully. It was the McCully area, and he had a storefront there. And right before the pandemic, or when the pandemic hit, I was hoping he would still be open when we went there for anniversary in May. And unfortunately, he, you know, closed down and he got out of it. But I'm glad to be. It took him a little bit of months afterwards when everything reopened for him to get back into the business because it's not easy in Hawaii. It's very like you gotta hustle hard. That's one thing. What is that? That's one thing I learned out in Hawaii. Like if you really want something, especially getting out of the military and not being allowed to get certain jobs because you're overqualified, like you really gotta find what you can do to pay some bills. That's when I started getting into graphic designs. My wife was like, "Hey, you working at a pizza place making $400 a month is it's not even covering cell phone and the car insurance. Like you need to go to school." So that's the only reason I went to school was for the money. And I started at what people say is the worst time during the summer. But to be honest, when you have things so hard at first, everything afterwards that's less of like it's a breeze. It just I think it was a good way for me to start, even though I had no other choice. Why is it a lot of are they talking about the stem as wood? This is definitely not wood. I like the little abbreviations EXC. Excellent condition. I like when people put emojis too up on in eBay titles. They still sell. All right, I need to make sure I put the right description. I know some people out there, especially Kat, the nurse flipper. She's like, I never hit the so similar. She does her own, but I do both. But Kat is somebody who has been hustling for nonstop. When I started YouTube, where is this? I started YouTube a little over a year ago. We would private message back and forth, and it was pretty cool coming back after a year, like how much she's grown. And it's also kind of like one of those things you look at, like if I didn't stop, I could be in the same boat. But regardless, I'm happy, and I enjoy what I have because every day is an opportunity when you wake up to do something. Sometimes you got to take a step back too when it comes to working. Can't just work nonstop. You grind. So you grind. How's it? You grind. That's one of the things like out in Hawaii too. A lot of what I know in the civilian world is mainly going to be Hawaii. Here in Vegas, I've mostly been like working in the casino life, and that is just a life of its own. Like you're stuck in your own bubble. If you're security, you mostly know security. You mostly end up running into fellow coworkers in different departments. And when I got out of it, I'm like, man, I am really alone out here. Other than my wife's family being out here, who I enjoy seeing. And when we get together on big days, and we're gonna have another big day on Christmas here, like we we easily gain like 15 to 20 pounds eating Filipino food. And I do want to fry another turkey. So good. Turkey, deep fried turkey is so good. Put a number one in the chat if you've had deep fried turkey. And don't come at me that you have like a turkey allergy. I understand the peanut oil, but you might buy it, James. That's what I'm talking about. All right. James, since I'm just going to read off some numbers on here, it don't make sense to me because I don't know anything about it. But this is actually in really good condition. Most of the times I don't find like the head or face of this like other than beaten up, and this is really nice. Not very much. Like there's a smudge on the bottom, and I rubbed it off, and that was it. Other than that, this looks pretty straight. But then again, I am cockeyed, so I couldn't tell you if it's straight or curvy. Like I said, shenanigans and bullshitting. It's what I do best. I can't take myself serious because then I just get in this mood where it's like, better not say something wrong. But you could anyways because you're on your internet. I couldn't do nothing to you physically. Wilson NVEX has a number one on it, and then there's a 10.5 underneath. I'm guessing that's degrees. Bimetal pat pending, pat patent pending. Here we go. Actually, this way. Engineered by Wilson. Player 2.8 matched. I don't see any other info on here. Then the handle too. I don't really mess with golf clubs and bats and rackets if they have like that corroding handle. And sometimes that's so yucky. But I see resellers say like, don't worry about that because people wrap it up anyway. So again, just me. Hi, Candice. Thanks for coming in. There's a link. Wait, I don't know if you could see it because you just got in. I'm gonna add the link in here for all you non-scaredy cats who want to jump in and distract, so I could get at least one thing listed. James, but do you have two of them? I said driver. Did I say that? I can't read. Okay. Either way, I just need to take a photo of that because the draft is done. Actually, no, I forgot the description. People have like, even though it's the same thing that I'm seeing listed, Wilson Invex by Metal, Degree Stuff as Flex Graphite. I see like the heads showing the same thing. Match graphite shaft. Oh, that's what I just read. 5 wood. Oh, so it's a 1 wood. So that's how it is. Oh, okay. Guess when you read a little bit, you learn some stuff. I have strep throat right now, and I look rough. Glad I was able to catch you live. Plan on listing here soon. Till Eric, I said hello. Funny insight, peeps. Candace's husband is named Eric, right? And one day I ended up messaging Candace on Instagram saying Michael, and I think she said that that's her ex's name. And funny story is, my wife ex's name is Michael, so that dude gets around. I'm thinking, I try. Okay, I got this one. The description done. 10 degrees. So on the golf club, for those golfers out there, do you care how long like it actually is? Does that matter? Because I don't. Oh, mom, my table. It's broken. Royal grip. No, I didn't see it. Like, do y'all put the measurement of how long the golf club actually is? Oh, that's a fire stick. S Flex. Oh, I see now. I see now. I have one just like it, and two of these actually. So I need to make sure to put a double listing up. Oh, it kicked me out. I gotta relog in on the Facebooks. For some reason, I moved my mouse over and it didn't save it. I even looked in the drafts. Bimetal. I can imagine it being more of a big deal lengthwise if you're taller. Don't want to look guacamole while golfing. Quasimodo. I've been working out lately because I've been feeling like Quasimodo's hump isn't growing on my back, but like right under here. And I think it's more genetic. My mom has this going on here. We got like this turkey thing going on year round. Hmm. James, do you ever buy like just this part? I see people sell like just this part. Maybe I'll just piece it out. Hey, Tip. Tip came and just like lunged, laid down next to me. Okay. If anything, like I know somebody who's gonna message me and ask questions, and I'll say, I don't know anything, man. I'm just a reseller, dude. What is up, peeps? Welcome to the chat. Cat sent us over? That darn cat. I just said something about her earlier too. Her ears must have been burning. I even looked online too to see if anybody was on. I didn't see anybody, which is like I just felt like I just had to work, and if nobody was eyes on me, I wouldn't get work done. What's up, Midwest Mom? Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. Just talking my shenanigans. Caught me on a good day because yesterday I was sipping on a little bit of stuff, and some things were said on Krillin's in about women, and some people found it very offensive, and some people found it funny. But today I'm keeping it cool. Just getting some work done. I was trying to work out of my garage, but my iPad it's a little old and it wouldn't update to use the StreamYard. So for those coming in, I am now a full-time reseller going into my fourth month. I left out of the security job working at the Win for nearly 4 years. I went from a regular security officer wearing a purple coat on the floor to a bike officer, which was probably like the most freedom I've ever had in a job. And before that, I was in the military 10.5 years. And then I'm kind of skipping around. After the military, worked for the post office. Also was a kickboxing instructor. And then fast forward to now, full-time reselling. But I've been reselling for like since 2016, part-time. So what I was saying, Kat, earlier was it was nothing bad. I was saying how you don't do sell similar. You like do everything like original listings. And I said I do both, and I know I probably shouldn't because you wouldn't like that, but I am. So I'm doing more talking to what I am listing because it is kind of hard to do both. I just listed a golf club, and next I'm gonna do some little bells, and I've been looking more into like glassware. This is really pretty. And it's funny to be an adult now because when I was a kid, for a man to say pretty, it was like you don't say things like that. And now it's like, who cares? But here it is. This is a Murano little bell. You could hear it. And I'm glad it has like the little sticker on there. I don't have the best camera, but it's really nice. Nice, lightweight, which when I see stuff like this, the first class is what I'm thinking about, but you still got to package it well. And then the second one, well, let me step back a little bit. What I've learned through Fenton, if you haven't come across Fenton, is that sometimes if you don't have the sticker, it's written right inside the brim, like a little handwritten paint type thing. This one doesn't have it because it's Murano and it has a sticker, and it probably does on some. But this one I came across at Savers, not Savers, Salvation Army. And the reason for that is the bric-a-brac sticker for 99 cents. And this name I cannot get right, but I could see it right here on the glass. It's D Cutshaw. And when I looked that up, I didn't think nothing of this. I just saw that it was 99 cents. And the weight of this is like probably 4 ounces, 3.3 ounces. And when I saw the name on the inside, because I was reminded, like a little spark in my head clicked in, like Vincent has handwritten names in there. Saw that, popped it up, and it was like a $25 item. But the only thing is, where it pinches the little glass on the inside, it doesn't have the string to have the little actual full on bell. But somebody could add something of their own. Oh, you do? I must have heard wrong. Selective hearing. That's what my wife says wrong with me. I was located. I went from first duty station Fort Polk, Louisiana, back in '99, and then about 9 months later, which is rare for somebody to get orders that fast, got orders to go to Korea. I was there for about 2.5 years, and then after that, Fort Hood. Then I went to Iraq, and then after Iraq, like 14 months there, went back to Hood, and then I signed up to go back, or I signed up to go to Hawaii because I actually wanted to go back to Iraq. I wanted to make that money, and it's weird to go to Iraq at first and not want to deal with like bombing and mortars and getting shot at. But when you're there and going through stuff, you kind of get numb to it. So you become sane with like crazy stuff happening around you, loudness, like that adrenaline. That's my sanity. So I signed up for it. I get to Hawaii, And first thing this guy tells me, and his name's Sergeant Tracy. James knows him. James Shields up in here. We're stationed together over there. And Sterling Tracy was like, "Hey, thanks for the company. I'm going to take you to orientation. I got some good news and I got some bad news." And I was like, what is it?" And he was like, "Well, the good news is you're not deploying." So it was two bad newses for me. And that was pretty much it. Because that's the same thing. Good and bad. He was like, "You're not deploying. Good thing is you're not deploying. Bad thing is you're not deploying." But at the same time, when I got to Hawaii, I had got there like a week maybe before the monsoon hit, which is what they're going through right now, of the 40 days and 40 nights of rain. And that was crazy. 40 days and 40 nights of rain. And then I was stoked too because I had used that Iraqi money to get me a brand new, I can't even remember, Avalanche, Chevy Avalanche. I was the first person to have it there, but I couldn't pick it up because all the boats were like couldn't get on shore because how bad it was. So it took about 2 months, even after the monsoon season or the rain passed, the 40 days of it, for me to finally get my truck. The bell, which one, Candace? Well, the other one's clear. It has like hand painted metallic or like little heavy designs on there. There you go. I wouldn't say it's a Christmas tree, but and then there's some little flowers. The flowers don't look hand painted though. Oh, actually, yeah, it is. It's really nice. People are impressive artists. This is the Murano one. 14 karat gold paint. I didn't see that before. So thanks, Candace, for asking. Now I think it might be worth a little more. Yeah, and then let me get finished back up with the army. Got there, was there for like such a long time. From 2006, ended up getting deployed in 2010, I think. Got back, got out the day before my birthday, finished my time in service October 10th, 2011, and then stayed in Hawaii. From there, I ended up working a pizza job, and then ended up going to college. And then in 2015, came over here to Las Vegas. I sold part time and off for years, but then my son really needed me home for him as we have no family here to get him and from school, etc. That's the thing with anybody that has any family, even if it's friends and their family. Like you do what you got to do, and you take every moment to be with them because I lose friends on the time, family, blood or not. Like I just lost a friend a couple of weeks ago. DUI. We tried to not get him to leave, and we all feel like we're a part of it because we were with them, but he just left, and it's the last time we saw him was a couple of weeks ago, and he left behind a son. So when people say that they're doing things for their family, I think people take it lightly when you do stuff for family. Some people take advantage of it, and then some people don't, and you got to cherish it. That's what I'm getting down to. Like family is everything. And when you don't have it, it's hard to keep your shoulders up. It takes a lot for some people just to get by. Answer that with Candace. I try to get Candace on, but her voice is a little rough right now. Yelling at Eric. Keep her eyes open for Nancy. Crazy high comps. Chiching, is that going to be like more glassware type stuff like Murano and Fenton? Because there's a lot of stuff. When I started reselling, I was mostly into apparel. Can you get closer to the camera? I don't want to because I got a pimple right here, and my self conscious is like very bad. I'll try to get closer. Yeah. So I was mainly doing clothing until I became full time reseller, and then now I'm opening it up now that I'm a full time reseller because I can't just depend on clothing. Especially like right now, people are getting more into clothing because of vintage T-shirts and stuff, and they're also opening up to other valuable items. I think I'm an intense person in general. Great deployment. It was great because we didn't lose anybody, but one person I always think about is one of our friends that we lost afterwards. Just stuff that deals with you mentally, and I always think of Puck. Puck was such a good guy. We moved to NC to be near family. We moved here to Vegas to be closer to my wife's family. Sorry. Sorry, cat. Little intense. Dom Nancy has been around more than hundreds of years. Jeez. Everything from vases to little jars. I just recently sold a 4-inch dresser jar for $1,200, which at the bottom, another comes at the bottom end, $1,200. Oh my god, that's awesome. I love hearing stuff like that and seeing other people's channels because it helps me bump my head against the wall, probably thinking to myself, like, I probably passed on so much stuff not knowing. And even though I pick up a lot of things, I probably pick up like 75% of items I come across because I'm trying to learn and I don't see anything. And pretty sure some of it isn't valuable, but before being full time, I'm pretty sure I missed out on it. Yeah, for real. Whoa, cha-ching. You know what? I'm going to list these little bells right now. Let me finish up this one. What would, for y'all resellers out there and even customers, James Shields being somebody I deployed with, is out in Virginia, Fort Lee, an instructor. So much respect for your service, my friend, my battle buddy. So, James, when you buy golf clubs, what kind of price range are you looking at for shipping, or does that not concern you? Because I'm pretty sure you might come across some shipping costs that's like kind of out there. And resellers out there, because this is like my second golf club I sold, and the other one I sold like 6 months to a year ago. What would be a good shipping cost? I know how to pack it, but I don't know what I should put for the shipping costs. I don't have it listed yet. So let me see. Let me save this as a draft. And tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna the golf club. I will take some photos of that. All right. Let me know if this works because I did change my store name a week ago and it's been kind of acting weird. I've had other people on TikTok asking me. So I don't have it up yet for these little bells, but I'll put it on right now. Yeah, I would say I haven't listed one because I don't remember the shipping costs. I want to say it was like probably around $15, but sometimes like clothing, I'm pretty dead on. Small things, lightweight stuff, pretty dead on. But when it comes to things out of my regular stuff, I really don't know. I never bought anything that shipped, but I did drive 2 hours to get. So if shipping was an option, I would pay probably. Okay, my friend, I'm gonna put in my descriptions from now on. My friend James, who golfs, said price everything 30, $50 shipping. Krillin, everybody. Krillin is in the chat. I'm gonna look this up. What's it called? No, this is the Murano one. Murano 24. It's not a bad price. Oh, I see something right now, Cat. I could tell, I couldn't tell before, but at the distance, I could see like there's I don't know if it's meant that way, but there's like a little either tarnishing or it was purposely made that way because it's kind of like a brush type matte. So I'm not sure if they might have rubbed that on something. But the painting, besides like fingerprint residue, I think that could be easily removed. There's no chips on this either. No cracking. No, I didn't see it, Krillin. I did not see it, my friend. I was busy today. I was trying to knock some stuff out while my wife was asleep. I try to be home by the time she wakes up, but she's not a wake up type of person. She's not that one. This one. What was that name again? Then this one, there's no cracks on that, but it's kind of like there's a dent. Okay, now, let me see. Let me move this window out of here. There's like a, I think y'all could kind of see it. It's not a crack, it's just like a dent right there. On this one also has a hand painted, looks like a cherry blossom, hand painted. And the only reason I got these is because looking up the names, of course, and also because the like painting on there is like really nice. They're not scuffed up and ruined. This one just needs a little stringy bell inside, which you could probably get like some little molding clay, let it dry out just for display, because it's not like you want to go around letting your dingle dangle dangle in the dirt. How do you spell that? What is that? I see. Okay, that's coming off. Cut shaw. Oh, should throw on bell. Blues jersey. Yeah, I mean nobody needs to buy anything, but I appreciate it. Definitely helps, especially just throwing some of my profit savings towards some tickets. My brother-in-law just went through a divorce and we're trying to be there for him. And the kids are good. The ex-wife is good. It's just, I don't like seeing him by himself. So I told my wife, I was like, Carla, while she was going to work, she's a nurse over here in Las Vegas. And I said, hey, get the tickets. She was like, but they're like 500. I said, I don't care. I'll buy it. And luckily, they actually went down like $100. So I gave her my card. She has her bank, and I have my bank, but it's kind of all her money. It's like one of those situations. I appreciate you, Kat. Kat means a lot to me. Ooh, ladies and gents, keep this in mind with Kat. $1 sells. Incredible. No. Thank you, my friend. I will have it. Oh, and somebody got some of the Magic Gathering cards. I will have that packed tonight and dropping it off first thing in the morning. But just a little side note, my morning is like it should be like right before 11. I try to drop off stuff right before then. Kat, I didn't want to say anything, and I just said, you know what? Out of all the respect that I have for you and a lot of other people, there's no reason for me to, I just let it come when it comes, if it ever did. But all right. Kat, were you interested in those bells? I could just private message you. Could talk to you on the low low. Yeah, I think your price was like right on the money. Like very fair price. Kat helped me make thousands on just paying it forward. It's kind of what we do though. Like resellers in the reseller community, like even if you're not buying something for somebody, and I greatly appreciate it. I think you're probably my second person like from YouTube that has bought something. When I started years ago when we were living out in an apartment in Summerlin, somebody was following me on YouTube and they ended up getting some shoes And I was like, man, that's really cool. And it's not the whole point why I do YouTube to be like, hey, you out there buy my stuff. It's just I try to share what I learned from people and learn on my own and try to pass that forward. The only thing I haven't paid for yet is somebody's meal. I did it last year, but I haven't done it this year. All of you help, seriously. Just being here helps. It's like really inspiring and encouraging. I know, right? I used to put that ching ching sound in my videos, and people would be like messaging, Sonny, I thought that was my phone, and they're like refreshing it, trying to see that sale on their end. And I thought it was super funny, knowing that I did that purposely, that it actually worked every time. But then I stopped because I thought it was rude. And that's like the Libra side of me of like balancing things out and being a jokester at the same time. That must be like a cat's like a like the membership, like a separate channel that we know about, Greg. Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I think I'm like I think Tommy said I was like at 670 or 80 last night. I really try not to look at it because I was so focused on it before that it's not something that I want to stay fixated on. I just want to just do me, the same way you want to succeed your own way and feel like at ease with it and comfortable. It's really what I try to just stay in that mindset because I do struggle with a lot of stuff. No, I'm not ignoring the invite. Hail to the no, I'm not. I'm there when you're ready. Even if I gotta pass up a date with my wife, I'm like, babe, cat comes first this time. Not at all. I think it's still saved in my. All right, let me get another listing. Cat, I will message you about the bells tonight. And no rush for it either. What do I got next? So apparel, I'm big on apparel, and I'm also a sucker for like older stuff that growing up reminds me of things. Oh, you know what? Can I do that on this? No, I can't. Oh my god. Please tell me I didn't. Cat, I'm so sorry. I was trying to see if I could monetize you, and then my shaky hands hit the button, and it doesn't. It blocked her for 5 minutes. She's gonna go after me. That invite was automatically declined. Damn. I'm so sorry, Cat. I've never done that before. I forgot what I was gonna do now. Oh, my eyes are watering. Those are sad and joking tears. She probably blocked me on YouTube or Instagram as well. Oops. I'm gonna hear it when she comes in. Maybe I should end the show right now. Ladies and gents, thanks for watching. My name's Sunny. If you want to learn more of what not to do, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can learn from my mistakes. Damn. Only for 5 minutes. Oh, my eyes are like burning from laughing. Oh. I meant to go, like, I was trying to see, because I know I could do it on the YouTube end, but on StreamYard, I was trying to see if I could. Hold on, I don't want any playback. Okay, there. Oh, my eyes are like watering like crazy. Okay, pop out chat. Let me minimize this. Actually, do I need this? So I was trying to see if I could put some responsibilities on people, and I accidentally blocked Cat. I don't know if I'm the first person to do that. I'm such a horrible person for that. You showed her. That's kind of how I roll. Jeez, I'm gonna feel that one for a long time. Okay, let me get started on another listing. I need to find a distraction before she pops in and goes at me. So I ended up finding this like old school Adidas jacket, just a nice solid color, and it's pretty long too. And I always tell myself like I want to find some stuff and then like wear it and take some photos and model, but I don't have that model like figure. Like I have that body shape like you used to be in shape, but now you're not in shape and you're like in limbo. Like nothing I wear to me feels like it goes together. What is this right here? What is this? I'm gonna look it up. This some craziness, Sophie. Yeah. Warning. How do I get rid of that? Somebody help me out. I don't want people clicking on some stuff that it messes them up. Uh, remove. I was trying to moderator to give her a wrench, but when I clicked on it, I just double clicked and it picked up on whatever came out after that. I don't even know what it was showing in the options. I was trying to click away from it and I should have moved the mouse over more. I'm sorry, cat. I'm so sorry. Let me get this jacket listed. See, stuff like this, people could list for it's not like a heavy duty jacket, but I do like the lining on the inside because it's one of them thin ones, but it's a nice one to where you could layer stuff. And I'm gonna put it for like 45 bucks. Some people might have it listed for like 60, 80, 110 because it's vintage, but some things you gotta be real about. And Tim from over the years and everybody else says, is it about the long dollar or the short turn and burn? And I kind of do both. Vintage Adidas. Um, button. Size. What size is this? Oh, size large. Oh, let me get that out of there. People don't go to that site. That site's just gonna show that is gonna give a warning sign. How do I block that? Thank you, cat. What happened on here? See, there's some things I can't I can't see. I'm sorry, I was trying to give you a wrench. I don't know if I did or not. I was trying to look it up on StreamYard. I'm not gonna go back on my steps on here, but I was trying to see if it was the same way as the YouTube, the YouTube channel, the pop window chat room. Nice. That's good to know, like stuff like that. She's back with the vengeance. All right, let me get this listed. One thing I do with a lot doo doo. He said doo doo. One thing that I do often with apparel is measurements, and I even do that with electronics because I just reminded of like the small crammy places I lived at. Like for instance, out in Waikiki, we lived in a studio, and it was like $1,300. Toilet was like my neighbor face to face with me when I woke up. Door couldn't be closed, but there was a door in the restroom. Toilet was there. And I just try to think of like, we didn't have space for nothing. So I like to add the measurement. So if somebody's seen something and they happen to read the description, which a lot of people I think don't, but if they read it and they see it, it could help them know like, hey, maybe I should check the space that I'm looking at if it works or not. So that's just my mentality on some things. And I was saying that cat, like how we go way, way back. I said nothing but sweet nothings about you. She changed it. She's like, Sonny, you about to get a licking. Sonny, you're looking at your streamer chat, so his message was early deleted, but not able to see that. Yeah, that's what. See, those little things are good to know on my end, and I try to keep the other, like the actual YouTube chat open, and it's you get a lot more information on there. Okay, there's jacket now. Size large. What do y'all enjoy seeing from other resellers or lives? I'm just curious. Like, not that I want to change what I do compared to like yesterday. It kind of went off the charts with some things, but at the same time, people aren't perfect. But for the most part, try to have a good time. Never hosted a live. You should try it or jump on one time, just to feel it out. It is nerve wracking. I know before people would. I used to interview people on YouTube, and then I stopped completely. I went cold turkey. I just felt like me being at the time when I stopped was armed security, and the job I felt like it demanded my attention to focus on being armed. So that's why I stayed off of YouTube. Not that it was a bad thing, but I wanted to just focus on not doing nothing dumb. And I struggled. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the best shooter with a pistol, but a rifle, I would say I'm pretty good. But I don't even shoot anymore anyways. It's not a reason to go out shooting. I just save my ammo, especially with the prices when they used to be up and hard to find some. Now it's just kind of stored here and there. Pre-owned and does everybody use pre-owned in excellent condition? I really try not to find anything that isn't in excellent condition or like in new condition. And I kind of add every little like flaw to it. I get really good feedback. I think this says polyester. I know the outside soft shell is nylon. Might be all up on the neck tag, the neck inseam. I've been having trouble too with like my vision ever since I hit like 40 back in October. Nylon and then polyester rayon. Good night. Thank you for coming by. Very much appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed your time and hopefully see you again in the near future. Solid. Stripe. Season, fall, and winter. Closure. Snap button. I usually have a little my note open to just have like some mock-up drafts or mock-ups of like approximate measurements, chest, sleeve, rib length, full what is it? Full length. But I was cleaning up my computer today. Or in Nevada, they take you out to the desert where you can shoot off machine guns and rocket launchers. Not so much rocket launchers, but where I live, I'm literally like 4 houses away from the desert. There's a huge fence, and my backyard is like what used to be a golf course, so we don't have any neighbors behind us. It's really nice not having to worry about that and people trying to jump over your fence because there's a fence and then it has a drop off about 4 feet, and you can see everything. It's really nice. But the coyotes over here to the left of me, and you could hear shooting often. There's a range like probably like half a mile down the direction in front of me, and you could hear them often. And that's when the ring alarm kind of kicks off. All the little alerts. Did y'all hear gunshots? Somebody shooting at somebody? Did y'all hear that? The ring alert is really annoying, but it is useful, especially with the coyotes. I like when people share the alerts saying, "Hey, there's coyotes back there," because sometimes we forget that we let Tip, which he's asleep right here. He's a little multi-poo, and he hangs out and chills. And those coyotes are pretty ruthless. They could jump too, pretty good. One of my friends back in Texas got a coyote, and he's sharing it on TikTok. People are like, "Are you serious?" And that sucker jumped like 8 feet, wrong direction, and hit his head and fell back into the yard. But coyotes, they're savages. Measurements, chest, sleeve, rib, mate. Right, hand pockets. String, neck hoodie. Full front snap button. Elastic cuffs. Waist have a drawstring. I like to add those little details on there about things, and not just be vague. Even though it takes a little bit longer. Drawstring waist. See all photos. Coyotes. Oh yeah. I think I'd have a tank where I live and no one would complain. Tank like a fishing tank? Fishing pond? It is a desert. Here in Vegas, like people forget it's actually like a valley. And allergies fly around all over the place. Right now it's pretty cold for me. It's like 40 something degrees. I know other places people are saying it was like 18 below negative degrees. The strip isn't too far from us either, but being that I worked in the casino, like field for 4 years, like I really have no business going that way. We did go to Caesars several months ago for the buffets, and they're worth going to. Not all of them, but it was worth going to. What's up, Bama? Hope you the fam's doing good. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, an army tank? I've seen two of them on the strip. People driving them. Like they weren't the big ones, but they're like miniature ones, and it's just like wow. And cops were there. They seen the whole thing. They didn't have any escorts or anything. They're driving it around. It's crazy what you see in here in Vegas. I'm pretty sure anywhere else, but there's some stuff that you're like, am I being pranked? All right, I'm gonna put this for should be an easy turn and burn for this jacket. 45 buckaroos OBO. It should fit inside a padded flat rate. Let me put that. And that one's done. I'll get the measurements, which will be easy tomorrow to get. Tammy, are you in Vegas? Vegas is nice. If any of y'all come down, feel free to hit me up or just message me. I know there's the Vegas. What's her name? I know there's the niche lady who I haven't come across yet. There's Mikey Bags, and then Drifting Vegas, who I see often on their own channels, but I have yet to come across them. And I used to, when I was part time, I used to go thrifting everywhere. Like I used to hit up every spot. And then now that I'm a full time reseller, like I do less of a lot of stuff. I thought I would have more time, um, like doing this full time, but it's actually not because I'm a stay at home husband now, and I don't want to be a deadbeat type of guy. So I do my best to help out in the house and take my mother in law to her appointments. And I need to make appointments for myself through the VA. And then by the time I'm like working on stuff is like at nighttime, which is why I'm going live because it helps me just stay accountable for listing stuff. And I know I don't need to go live. I just it's been fun. Bam. James, are you from there? Bama country? Do y'all know each other? That'd be awesome because I know James personally. Stationed together. Tuesday. That's another thing too. Like when I was working for the casino, my Fridays were Sundays. So when I hear like 4 years of this, like my scheduled mental mentality is like Friday is not Friday to me, and I'm constantly like forgetting what day it is. Like it's not the right day. And then Monday and Tuesday would be my Saturday and Sunday. It may sound confusing, but that's just you don't have weekends off, especially if you're a good worker in the casino field. Say goodbye to your weekends unless you're like in a management field. Yeah, Danny, they are. They are just as busy as Cat, like putting up videos, and even Paul, Philly Flipper, and then I see Joe too, which Philly Pickers, like he like you see their wheels turning of like things working out, and you got to ride that wave, until you just slow down when you do. I was surprised. I went to this other thrift store that I first heard about in Twin Falls, Idaho, which is where we're going for Christmas, where my brother-in-law's at. My two nephews, well, four nephews and niece, they're out there and they have this place called Deseret Industries. So every time I go there, I end up kind of finding like really good pants. There's this men jeans. It's a vintage jeans. It's called like the Vo, and it's like really patched up, like patchy. And I found another pant from them, and hopefully this one sells for around $50. The other one sold for around 90 because of all the patches. That's kind of like the set price for it. But this one doesn't have patches. It's kind of like distress faded. But when I was there today or yesterday, where did I see it? Oh, right there. And at first I thought they were fake, these Lululemon pants, because I usually see them more like, what's it called? It's like an ABC style, like men's. And then it had this little sticker on the inside. You may not see it, like what it reads, but it says wet, dry, warm. Then it has the original tag, which is rare because this little thing bothers you. That little thing, like it's super long, but it's kind of like one of their staples. And come to find out, they're actually legit. These are men's ski pants by Lululemon. They are in brand new condition, but even though they're Lululemon, I think I would hope, would want them to be like $100 worth, but they're really like worth $40 from what I saw the comps. But, and I do listen a lot. Kat would say, just because the value of something has sold doesn't mean it's not worth more than that. So you really got to do your research on certain things, especially when it's like pricey stuff. If it's lower end, like bread and butter stuff, like you still got to do a little comping, but at the same time, not for the ones you want top dollar in. You definitely want to look more into that. Talladega. Need them patches. Good night, Candace. I hope you feel better. Just gotta have some warm lemon honey tea. I think that's what people use. I rarely get sick, but when I do, oh man, I'm like I'm wishing for death. That type of sickness. No, I'm not going in a fashion show with these, but I am gonna get them listed. Anybody out here sell pants or have sold some jeans before? If not, I've come across quite a bit of like selvage jeans, not to be confused with like a Henley type sewing, because there is a difference. And a lot of people try to ride this like particular style of jeans, and the selvage Japanese jeans could go for a lot of money. The ones I usually come across are like $100 ballpark. I say nothing but good things, Paul. Nothing but good things. He always keeps his haircut fresh, people. Ladies and gents, none other than the Philly flipper himself, Paul, right here in the chat. I appreciate all of y'all for coming in. Paul, you you missed it. I ended up accidentally, no wink, no finger crossing, putting Kat on a timeout for 5 minutes. And even then, so she was kicking butt and blocking bots. So they say several things about YouTubers. If you get haters come in the live chat, if you get bots coming in like and get negative comments, like those are the 3 signs that you've made it. But my bank account would say otherwise. Lululemon wet dry. Warm. There's some things that I can't list right off the bat, even if I take photos of, because I don't know the color of certain things. I'm partially colorblind, and they're the best colors, I swear. Red, green, and yellow. So if you drive, you're probably like, how the hell do you get around? And my answer to that is my golden rule of the right of way. So I'm making a lot of squares in the world. Everybody's greeting Paul. Paul got ears everywhere. I also learned something from Paul the other day. He hand delivers. For you other resellers, you need to get your game up, because Paul hand delivers every order he gets, including internationally. His bank account must be like awesome, and his accountant also awesome. And what's pretty cool about Paul, he has an employee. He stopped taking applications because I was going to put mine in, but he's like, nope, you're colorblind, can't take you in, can't get nothing right. And he has an employee that he pays $20 an hour. That's freaking awesome. See, I would be that employee that's like a union worker. Be like, yeah, I need my break. It's a little cold outside. I need custom attire. Which, speaking of attire, I'm trying gonna work. Here it is. I use this one. Here's a guy out here touch bases with on TikTok who does embroidery on hats. So I want to get. Let me see if I can show you if I still have it in here. And I'm gonna get started on this next draft. This logo up to the top left. I think you're gonna see it. That little face, my profile image. I'm gonna have him get that embroidered on the front crown, the forehead of the hat. Jeez, 44. Santa Claus, move out the way. Paul's here. I think Santa Claus is going to hire you. Can you imagine? I want to know what kind of automobile he's in. Or is he like in some Hokas, like some 2024 Hokas? What size are these? I think these are some big boy pants. So these just say XL. And I'm going to end up getting the measurements for this and throwing that in there in the title, even though size XL. But still do the measurement. Well, there's that. My actual office in here is a mess. I was using two tables that have some stuff laid out for me to go through every day. It kind of had like this routine. And then my wife said, "Babe, we need the tables." And I'm like, "But I'm using them." She gave me this look and I'm like, "You got it. Whatever you want." 16 times 2, 32. Yeah. And they are elastic. 32 has like a 1-inch stretch. 32 by leg inseam. So I've been getting more and more questions about pants, more than just like what's the size, which is funny because say a pant is the tag says 30 by 30, right? I measure them regardless. And if I see that the measurement isn't correct, I put it in the title, like what the measurement is, and in the description saying that it doesn't match the label of whatever the measurement is, that the actual measurement is the title, reinstating it. And then I had this guy yesterday saying, "Hey, what's the actual measurements?" I'm like, I still replied back because customer service never ends. The rise is 12 inches. Rise is 12. And I already forgot the leg inseam. And then people also ask for the leg opening. That's 33. Rise is 12. I'm going to copy this. What's up, Adam? Hey, it's Adam, y'all. Adam's in chat, yo. How do I know all this? Paul, I listen. Like when I follow people, I stalk them really hard. Like, what are they doing next? No, I listen. I really do. It helps. It helps. I mean, I wouldn't be a full-time reseller if it wasn't for me investing time and patience and just eavesdropping in on what people are saying. Because if I didn't listen in, I don't think I would be this successful. Like I'm a small timer, but I want to be a big timer. But if I didn't have like proof of what I'm doing to help me be a full-time reseller, my wife would be like, "Get your ass outside. Go get a job." And she had a hard time about it too in the beginning. She was like, "No, you're not going to do that. You're going to go apply for a job." And I'm like, "Remember when we got here applying for jobs, I waited to get paid. Like I'm getting paid every day with these payouts on eBay." And I showed her what I'm making. I'm like, "Look, if I do this and I'm getting paid, say it's not easy to find like a $17 an hour job or $20 an hour. Like I feel like being in certain areas, like there is such a thing as nepotism." And part of that, like you really got to have connections. And I don't want to use connections. Like I don't want to depend on people and ask for help because sometimes you help people and it's like you owe me one. And it might be a ridiculous like IOU that just comes out of nowhere. Like I think when you help people, you just help and expect nothing in return. I'm gonna say this is like relax. There it is. Does it have a zip? No, no zip on the leg opening. What's up, Mike? Throat's getting a little dry. Adam had a good talk yesterday about the postal service. Like we're venting in some stuff, but a lot of stuff was actual like numbers of what things are moving towards. And for most of this, us had been reselling for a while and had just paid an year to it. Prices are always going up. And one of the things that hurt me a while back, and it wasn't a big thing, I actually have it like right here. Let's see. So I have a video about these Liv Armstrong bracelets. I got like probably around 250 or 100 or 300 of these for like 22 bucks. And I was selling each of them at first for like, I think $9, and shipping costs like $3. And people were buying them up. Like they were selling every day. And this was like towards a year of whatever that year was. I'd have to go back and look at my YouTube to find out when exactly it was. But when the prices went up, the first class shipping for things like that, like it, boom, dead halt. It really does mess with stuff. And things as little as this, like things that were selling fast. Can you imagine other things that people are depending on, to live their lives? Being a full time reseller, or even a part time. Because part time, I made a lot of money part time. What was that? Why do you always get questions we already answered? Oh wow, that's a good drive. I like driving. I've never had a problem driving. My wife, on the other hand, is not somebody who likes driving. Waist. Waist is 32. Front flat. Front. Is it flat? This is actually the flat. Yeah, flat front. Leg style is going to be wide leg. I'm going to say travel. Pattern is not striped. Sometimes there's like stuff that pops up in these item specifics like you didn't put anywhere else. Drawstring. There's quite a bit of details for this one. Soft shell. Or forget the rise. 12 inches. 12 inches of high rise, and that's actually a good size for like people like me who are husky. It's not good to wear like the low rise unless you're in shape. Not in shape. But for my husky self, high rise actually fits and looks a lot better. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate you coming by and sending your peeps through. Now we are all peeps together. Thank you so much. And I'll message you about the bells. I'll clean them up and shoot you a message on Instagram. Let me put the leg opening. Okay, 11 inches. That's the waist. 1 inch. Additional FTDs. Additional stretch. Right hand pockets. Your left and right pockets. This has like a sewing on the crotch area to make it look like there's a zipper there, but it's just presentation of the sewings. This one. I'll do 55 OBO. Got some stuff listed earlier today, and looking more into electronics, I'm getting lucky in finding like really good, worthy DVD players and VHS players for like $8. So I've been trying to go back out because what sometimes I've noticed the thrift stores that I go to here, that they parted out little by little of like similar things. It's like just put it all out. I don't like that when I go in the mornings, they wait to put out new stuff now, like after lunchtime. I do that. 2 pounds. But what are you gonna do? Just hang out and learn some stuff. Oh no. Fortunately, the hotel Wi-Fi are bad connections. It's buffering every 2 seconds. Yeah, I've never really. It's been a minute since I stayed at some hotels, but especially down where I'm from originally, out in South Texas, South Central Texas, like the internet's not good. Period. From a small town called Charlotte, Tejas. Okay, that's in there. Save the drafts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll sell for like $45. Then here's another brand, a really good brand that people talk about and I come across often. Got this for half price, $6. Even then, so that's like really actual regular price. Got this at Savers, and it's from this brand right here. Cool. Their patina pants really look patina, and a lot of people pass them up because of the patina. It looks old, but that's the way they're intentionally made, and they sell for good money. Look at that one. Cool. But I don't know if this is it a women's? Sometimes this has, no, this is a men's. Actually, unisex. This brand, it doesn't really matter what size it is. Some brands, it's like it does matter the size. This Kohl's a really good brand to where it's just doesn't matter what size it is, men or women's. So it's really good. Mountain Hardware is like one that I find similar to it, but I feel like Kohl sells faster though. I actually found two of the hardware, Mountain Hardware at Nordstrom Rack in the clearance section for $11, and then their retail tag was like 100 and I think 55 or something like that. I was like, mine. Here we go. Wait, is this Murano? The same Murano? Let me see if the tag, if there's one on the inside. I'm gonna have to wash this. I smell like cologne to it. Is that red? Damn it. One fourth. Let me put up 1/4 sip. Oh, for some reason the monitor was just like trembling. There's earthquakes here every once in a while. Yeah, if you list it right, like sometimes I'll price things knowing better, just kind of see. And then when it sells like the actual price I should have put it as, it sells and I'm like, why didn't I just do that in the first place? Sometimes you just want to test the waters. Here we go. It's identical. Damn, shipping cost for theirs was $15. Ooh, size small too. Yeah. Hi Maria, welcome back. She joined us, I believe, yesterday. Had Greg and Krillin up on here. pre-owned, washed, and ready to wear. It's not washed yet, but I'm about to wash it after I'm done with this live. Yeah. Neckline. That colored? Yeah, colored. Just doing some listing on here, Maria. Trying to get some actual work done compared to yesterday. I should have listed last night. I woke up and I was like, why didn't I list stuff while we're talking that Buddha chatter? But I just felt like not listing last night. But I need to feel like listing all the time. Why is... Oh, okay. Polyester. And that is done. Price in here. Let's see. Oh, 40. And I believe this is less than a pound. Yeah, 11.4 ounces. So say 13 because rounding it up. It's 1083, but it's probably gonna be 883. And saved. Oh, sorry, Tip. I just hit my dog's head. He like, ooh, you hit me, partner. Been listening all day. You know, I try to list a lot earlier, but when my wife gets home from her grave shift, she's like, "Babe, come cuddle with me," and I'm like, "No, I gotta work. I gotta do my thing. I don't want to hear it from you later." And she's like, "But so you don't love me?" And I'm like, "Go." Why does she do that every time? Plan on listening to something tomorrow. Do it. Just do some stuff. So last night, so Tommy has told me, Tommy Bernhardt, if you aren't following him, y'all should. Really good live shows with Tracy and very knowledgeable and stuff and super useful. Even stuff outside of the reselling world. Um, he led me to another YouTuber and that YouTuber messaged me back either sometime when I was sleeping last night or this morning and helped me out with my computer because just that little thing of like clearing some stuff out, like I haven't had any lag on my end. I don't know about your end, but I could tell the difference, the speed wise and how things are loading a lot faster. Very noticeable. The dude knows his stuff. He knows what he knows. Right? The only reason why like I'm against the cuddling is because say she falls asleep at like 9:30 or 10. I'm like, I'm gonna watch something on Netflix. And I have my earbuds in so that way it's like no noise bothering her. And then before you know it, I'm like, I knock out and it's like 1 in the afternoon when I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I could have had a lot of stuff done. Not Bama. Thank you for coming by, my friend. Glad you ran into my friend James Shields. Awesome guy. Nothing bad to say about James. Tip is behind me snoring. This family is about that snore bug. Now, this is one thing I was kind of like skeptical about getting, but then I thought like I sell like summer wear year round as well as winter stuff. But because of its loudness, LL Bean, it's like, look at this shirt. Like this just pops out like, give me a drink. It just looks like beachwear. What is this? Cotton and rayon. I thought it was a really interesting shirt. It got my attention with the color, and I was like, I'm in. I'm in it. I'm in for the beans. I've been seeing a lot more L Bean denim jeans, and I don't know. I'm just not. Maybe it's the prices that I'm not hooked on them, picking them up. You know what? I'm gonna look them up right now. L Bean jeans. Just a random title search. Oh geez, maybe I should be looking at them. Over here, jeans are usually going for like around $7 to $10, and I see other people pick them up for like four in other places. And I'm like, lucky you, but they're pretty pricey here. And I got some jeans downstairs I picked up. It's called Cinch, really good brand. Cinch Up Jeans, and they got a different label for their pants. And when I was working at the Win, there was this guy who was carrying some. They're really, really starched. Like they're folded up, and it just looked like a rolled up, folded up type like plastic. So I'm like, saw the label and I was like, that's some good jeans. And he was like, how do you know about these jeans? I was like, oh, I found them at the thrift store. And I probably shouldn't have been telling them this standing there as an armed guard, but I was like, yeah, I find them on at the thrift stores and I flip them for like 25, 30, $40, depending on condition. He was like, what? He was like, I need to start going to thrift stores. So he then tells me, or his wife walks up and his wife's like, what's going on here? You know, because we're just talking out kind of loud. And I guess this guy doesn't really talk to much people. So she looks at me like, "Is my husband giving you a problem?" I was like, "No, I was just talking about the jeans." And she was like, "The jeans?" I was like, "Yeah, the cinch up jeans." She was like, "Oh." And she looks at the husband and says, "Didn't you tell him?" And he was like, "I was about to." So come to find out, his best friend is actually the owner of Cinch, and he gets them for free. And I was like, "Hey, I should have asked them for a connection. Like, if you have any of them that are like, faulty jeans, like there's error with them, like I'll take them. I'll flip them." You don't know until you know, until it's too late sometimes. But I do need to start looking at these LL Bean jeans because some of them are 20 selling for like 20, $30. Some of them have like a plaid or flannel interior lining. I don't think I've seen anything like that because that's something that would have stood out. But basic jeans, if I could find these at the not thrift store, at the bins for like a buck or two, well, I'll definitely pick them up to sell them for like 15, $20. And I haven't been to the bins in a while. Vintage bean boat and tote bags are great finds. I often look at bags, but I have nothing has come lately. Either they're being sent off to the actual like Goodwill like website that they sell their stuff on, or people just aren't donating them. But I kind of look at everything. I try to find anything that could help me just meet my quota for the month, and the minimum is 4,000 because that's what I was making at my full time job. And I know after taxes is not like close to that. It's probably like $1,000 less. But that alone, reaching 4,000 in sales tells me that I'm covering my part and still able to save at the end of the month. So when I get it faster in the month, I'm really happy because it's like, okay, maybe I could get 5 grand. But I haven't got that yet. I got really close last month, but not this month. Especially me slacking this past week. All right, next item. Let me get this open. I think this might sell for like around $20. Price tag. Oh, it's one similar sold for 30. Oh, that was free shipping though. That's fine. Let me get this listed. You got any plans for this weekend with family or reselling, sourcing? What are some things y'all look for? I'm literally looking like at everything that I possibly can. Even when I get off like from listing things and I'm to myself after I shower and get ready to call it a day, I really don't because I'm stuck on the phone or the computer just looking at high bid or offer of Facebook Marketplace. But here, Facebook Marketplace is really like mainly other resellers. I really haven't come across anything like even if I wasn't interested, that there were prices worth getting. Being 2019 January was my biggest month. December has never been the yeah. Like I feel like I'm kind of right now the way things are going, like I'm still getting sales, but it's slowed down like noticeably 2 weeks ago. But I know a lot of the stuff I have are good year round anyways. And when it starts warming up again, which I'm in no hurry for because it gets hot as hell here, that stuff would sell. Right now they'll probably just sell for a lesser price because of the season. And I do think that does make a difference. Well, what were your numbers if you don't mind me asking? Like estimate, ballpark, doesn't need to be exact. Galveston, Texas. I got family up there. A lot of Gonzaleses. Staying to the beach next week. We'll hit up all the thrift stores. That's what we do on break. Nice. We used to go when I was out in Texas. We would go to a place called Masas. Um, it's in English is going to be like called Doe, but we would always go there. And then those Camp Riverview was another one. Those are really the only two places that we went to, and it wasn't too often. We were really broke growing up, so most of the time we are just at home drawing up some like sketches, characters. Both of my parents are artists. They could draw really good in different styles. Should I add? What would y'all say this color is? Like like a burnt orange, tangerine, tequila sunrise. Ooh, that sounds good. Tequila sunrise. I wonder if uh, eBay is gonna be like you can't sell alcohol. I've had things like that to where like viral type names, and it's unfortunate for some things because I ended up coming across like a handful of hoodies that were from a vape company, and it said I would get hit up saying you can't sell it because it's vape. You can't sell vape. So I even messaged them, and they're like, nope, can't sell it just because of the wording. I was like, all right. So I actually still have them. I need to give them out. I probably donate them to the homeless since I have no use for them and I can't sell them. And the friends that do vape of mine, they it's not their size. Salmon. I'll throw that in there too. Nice. 6,000. Yeah, I think I just being a full-time reseller was probably like was was that in sales or profits? Because mine like in sales was last month. I think I made like $4,700 in sales. So not profits, just sales. But that was pretty awesome. If only you could come across like the same gems, all the time and just be that easy, but it's not. Mm, pre-owned colors. I'm gonna put great condition because just because. Excellent. Regular. That was XL, right? Or was it large? XL. Said it's salmon. No, I always say this both ways. Salmon, and then every once in a while I'll say salmon. Nice. That's awesome though. Isn't that incredible that you could just come across stuff? I mean, you gotta look for it. You gotta be on a hunt and then just make that kind of money. And then who knows when you come across certain things where you're gonna make even more off of that one sell for like pennies to the dollar from what you find it for. Like I think that's the hook for me. My first time reselling or finding something when I got into it was really started from my wife, which is probably her fault because again she wasn't for me doing it when I went full time. Floral. She's the one that brought it up to me that her coworker does it and talked about it, and I had no idea what Goodwill was or Savers or thrift stores because we don't have that where I'm from. And found a little item like for 69 cents, sold it for around 20 bucks, like within a few days. And I'm like, I'm hooked. What else can I find? Cotton rayon. My best find was for this Buffett Crampton. What's it called? Was it a sax? Not a saxophone. Clarinet. Clarinet. It was a clarinet, and the reason why it sold for so much compared to other ones just like it was that for this particular one that I found for $50, which was like at the time was out of my comfort level for spending, and it would have been $100 if it wasn't for the red tag half off sale day that I found it on. Got it for 50 bucks. Got it appraised for free at one of the music stores here, and they gave me the history about it. And I asked them, "Can I use your info and your company name that you said what you said that you appraised?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And if I find any more stuff, I told them I'll take it to them and they could do it because they said they would sell it on their end after fixing it up and giving it a year warranty, that it would actually be worth like around $3,700. But as is, it was like around I think 1350. So I ended up, of course, keeping it myself and selling it. And soon after selling it with all the information that I just said that from them, they're like, I got an offer for $1,300 and the shipping cost was $50. That was my best sell to date. So I thought that was pretty awesome. But this Buffett Crampton, either one of them. This particular clarinet, I couldn't find a serial number on it like others that were popping up on the internet. And the reason for that is that the person that was appraising it said that that particular clarinet serial number doesn't have anything to look up on because the company burnt down and so did their records. So that gave it a little bit of a story to it and value. So if not, it would have probably been like around 500, $700, which has still been an awesome sell. Wow. I'll get there one day. As long as I keep paying attention to other people and learn from them and, apply it. Like, so all you really could do is continue learning. And I didn't have this much like go to spirit in school, but reselling has been a totally different like form of education for me that I'm actually interested in. Well, full time 2018, we have focused on getting better at sourcing, not listing speed. Yeah, I agree too. I mean, it is good to be prompt and list stuff when you're supposed to not waste time, but I know what you're saying. Like I'd rather have, and Mike said this, Pista Linear Flipping Goodies. He told me this. He called me on the phone when I started reselling full time and announced it on YouTube. He called me like that day, uh, actual phone. He was like, Sonny, he'd rather have, he was telling me he'd rather have less items to list than more items to list. And to me, that makes sense. And if it works, it works. And I think that would be part of the goal to focus on, like less items that are worth a lot more than having a mass amount of quantity. But everybody's different. Everybody has different things that they find, and not uh, things that we want to find out other people have isn't there for us. It's just not available. Even on the internet, sometimes it just doesn't work out to where you could get it yourself. And then my old supervisor was selling at work. I kept hearing her phone. She showed me what's up, and I took off running. That's awesome. Yeah. So are all of y'all full time resellers in here? Because I think it's kind of the same difference. Even when I was a part time reseller at work, I was on the toilet during my breaks, looking at my phone. I was at lunchtime, looking at my phone, and not just looking. Like, I was trying to hunt for stuff. I was answering messages, the private messages, both good and bad. Like fixing titles, like trying to just be on top of things. And I still do that, but to me, it was still a full time job. I just wasn't able to list stuff as much as I wanted to. So I would do my best to create drafts and photos, so that way, that so-called algorithm that you list often throughout the day, just about every day, that you would do that. So I do the same thing for vacations as well. Yeah. Well, Mike, flipping goodies, guys, it definitely has a lot of information to share. Even his past videos, hopefully it didn't delete them, but it would be nice to have him back, because the man knows his stuff. Doesn't be button. Let me finish up this one. Regular. Wait, why is it saying belted? It should not be belted in here. No, I guess it does. Collared. Button up. Most collars are spread. Lightweight features. Add. Then, what's funny? Sometimes you could put, like, on other sites, you could put something inside the box of what you want and just hit add, but you have to say on this, like, the fit and neckline, like, unless you click inside the box and hit add, then it won't add. What was it? Left chest pocket. Okay, almost done with this one. I'm glad you had a good time. Appreciate everybody coming by. I really, really do. I was part time from 2015 2018. Recently took a part time job just to be around some people and have a routine. That's mainly why people stick with jobs too, or go towards jobs. It's the people make a big difference of who you work with. Sunrise. Nomad shirt. Make sure that title's correct. I did use salmon in there. Appreciate that. Being colorblind, I don't list a lot of things right away. I have to wait until I see my wife again to ask her, or my mother-in-law. She's downstairs. Take it easy. Thank you for coming by. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It really is new to me. I started doing it a few weeks ago, and I've just been figuring things out and trying to find a way to talk and work at the same time. Share my insight, and hopefully it helps others, because I know it's helped me picking people's brains. Either I ask questions or I hear the questions from other people and get the same answers. So It's good, especially when you're listing stuff for yourself. Like you don't really have to participate in the chat. It's just focus on your own. And a good thing about these videos, you could always go back and listen in on some information that you may be wanting to pick up on. 90% rayon or cotton. Or 3%. Oh, 60/40. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Just pocket. All right, my friends. I think I'm going to call it a wrap on this live. Whoa, 2 hours passed by really fast. I'm going to continue working on my end. I'm also my dog usually when he walks out, he has to go do his business, and it's not a good to do keep him withheld from that. So thank you all for coming by. I really do appreciate y'all, and I'll be back on again. I do like to invite people to come in. I had Greg with me yesterday and Krillin, and really good guys. I also reached out to Chris, the Thrift Beast. He's out in Canada, so I'm trying to work out a time to have him join me because I like his style. I like what he does, and just good people. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned next time. And if there's anybody else live, I'm going to see and listen in on them and pick their brains and continue on with continuing on. My name's Sunny, watching Las Vegas Thrifts, and I am out of here.